Get ready for combat.
Internets, you're tuned into the Combat Jack
Get ready
Show.
for combat.
What's going on, gentlemen? Salute.
Internets, combat. What's good, Daddy?
Man, you know.
Man, listen, you know what's good, man.
Hollywood knows I'm
Hollywood. Hollywood.
You went Hollywood this week, combat.
You went Hollywood this week.
No. You went Hollywood.
No,
I watched you go Hollywood.
Premium Pete.
Yeah, yes,
Premium
we did.
Pete is a diva.
Yo, we all went Hollywood this week.
Yeah, we did. We went Hollywood. I feel like Hollywood. Because I tell you what, we can get much higher.
Yep.
We're gonna get higher.
Internets, if you've seen the Instagrams and the tweets, you know we just started taping this week.
Talk on it, Combat.
The Combat Jack television show.
Combat Jack television show on the Complex TV network. It's an interesting development, man. Because the studio, they built this very fabulous studio designated specifically for the Combat Jack show.
I mean, that's how it's labeled out. That's how it's painted out.
The name is on the floor and on the wall, and we got the coffee cup, the coffee mug.
The mug.
Yes, we had coffee mugs.
It's very interesting, man, because I always aspired to stay in entertainment and create content and the whole nine. But now that we were in front of the cameras, man, it was. How'd you feel about that, Dallas?
I mean, the thing that still bugs me out about that were all of the white people inside of there working to make us look good.
Right.
I mean, whether it was for sound, for lighting, for everything, even makeup.
Yes.
All of these white people here working to make us look good. I mean, here it is, coming from PNC to even this spaceship in Radio City. I don't think these guys favor Latin. Like, we might have some white guys working in here, doing some camera work, but I don't know if they're really, really white. They're kind of like Pete type white, like Olive.
Right.
Like, we had actual brand muffin.
No, it was an entire
flaxseed, pumpernickel.
It was an entire
white people.
It was an entire white staff.
Yes.
Combat. You know what I really thought that I was like, wow, shit is really getting real, is when they started fanning you down. I was like, yo,
them Hollywood lights had combat sweat.
Let's take it back a little bit.
Okay.
Let's paint the picture for the audience.
Okay.
So we're on the set. And there's still no structure as to how this production crew, this all-white production crew, is going to translate what we do for y'all on a weekly basis on this podcast into a visual online television show. And I got to thank Complex because they're investing a lot of time and resources in the show, but they're still we're all trying to figure out how to make this thing happen. So to me, my biggest fear is not having structure. But somebody says it's showtime. You know what I mean? So we get to the set. The set is nice. I got butterflies in my stomach, admittedly. They start putting makeup on me. They started putting makeup on you first.
Yeah, I went in first for the makeup.
Dallas Penn.
I was ready for my close-up.
Dallas Penn was sitting in a little director's chair, putting the makeup on him. And then
why did our makeup girl have the fat fanny pack?
She had a fatty. I mean, white girl. Fatty.
White girl with an official fanny pack.
She got a dump.
And what's crazy is the minute we get in, we're mic'd. So we're mic'd. I forget that we're mic'd.
And we together made the concession that
I leaned over to you. I was like, "Homegirl got the fatty," and you was like, "I think she heard you."
Well, she looked over at us and she kind of gave the thumbs up, like, "Yes, I do.
Yes, I have the fatty.
That's me.
I have the fatty."
Yeah. That's another interesting thing too. Yeah. I mean, that kind of puts us in a on the ready space.
Yes.
That we always have a camera on us, and we're always mic'd up. And
always mic'd. That's the thing.
Always with a camera.
Right.
That when you're sitting in that seat,
different angles.
That camera's all on your mark is always on you.
Now I got to thank Premium Pete because he kept it Premium Pete.
Yes.
He kept it very Premium Pete. It was about to be showtime. Everybody's nervous in the whole nine. They got a little, I can't really, you got to see it when it eventually airs, but there's like this little bar, and Pete is kind of like the bartender. I guess not necessarily a bartender, but thematically we're still trying to work this shit out.
Well, in my mind, Pete's kind of holding the space down.
Right.
He's kind of like, maybe not a referee, but this kind of celestial moderator of what's going on at the table.
He is part of the crew, but he's also the official peanut gallery official, if you want to say that. So we get there, and the producer, the main producer, is like, yo, first show, I don't really, we got to figure out what Pete's role is. Mm-hmm. And I say this saying, like, we got to get everybody in here one way or another. We got to shoehorn at the moment. They're doing a Hollywood game, and they're just trying to be me, Dallas Penn, Just Blaze, and
I mean, Comet, it's you and I.
Yes,
and then Just Blaze is kind of he's on the set, but he's off to the side, and they've got to figure out how to integrate that. And then we've got Pete, and he's behind that bar area that kind of setup. We've got to figure that out.
But all the trained cameras are on myself, you, and Just, and then they have to swivel that shit around and do whatever production magic to include Pete. So we're trying to figure this shit out, and I'm like, Pete, just come through, let's rock. So Pete gets there, and we're trying to discuss, and he realizes that we're still trying to figure out his role. My man's like, yo, I'm out of here.
Yes. And
I'm like, Pete, what are you talking about? It's like, no, I said, they tell me one thing, they tell me another thing, and you got these fuckybergs in here telling me what my fucking role is, and I'm fucking out of here. And I'm like, listen, I don't have time for this shit. Like, I'm fucking stressed.
Yes.
Because I've never done this shit before.
Yes.
If one of us fails, all of us fails.
Yes.
If one of us wins, we all fucking win.
No. Because if Pete wins, then I think we've pretty much lost. Yep. If only Pete wins, we've lost.
Well, how the fuck is that possible?
But Pete, now what's going on through your mind? You get to the set, they're fucking.
Listen,
you want to fucking walk out?
Yo, there's contestants on Toddlers and Tiaras, and they need less coddling than Premium Pete.
Yes.
That must have been Matt Raz writing us some dumb shit.
No, but I'm saying.
Fuck Berg here.
Matt Raz,
I'm still mad at Matt Raz for being a rat. But anyway,
what's going on? Like, it's showtime.
First of all, I'm not going to apologize for what I did.
No one's asking you.
Hold on. Because I'm telling you, the reason why I'm not going to apologize for it is because I did it, and that's how I felt. When you know what? First of all, Combat, thank you. Thank you for doing something that I yell at Dallas a lot about. What I do is what you do, and what you did is what I appreciate.
Which is what?
What? Yeah, just pay attention, Matt. Right? Pay attention.
Okay. Take us down this hole.
Which is connect the dots.
Okay.
You went up to those producers and you said, "Listen, this is Premium Pete, and he has to be involved in this show."
Yes, I did.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, of course he's going to be involved."
Let me interrupt.
No.
Understand, like when we first met these producers, initially they gave us strong Fuckyberg vibes, right? Mm-hmm. But when we kept going back and trying to because it's a real delicate situation, when everybody on the other side is white, and we're trying to maintain
and doesn't know who the fuck we are.
But to their credit, since our first meeting, they have been studying all of our episodes. They've been watching. They've been listening to the Touré app. Everybody knows who we are, or as much as they possibly.
Yeah,
they took a crash course.
In
the combat.
Well,
Jackson. So they understand
a corporate crash course.
Yeah, but they still understand the importance of Premium Pete on the show, even though some fuckybergs in the audience might not. You know what I'm saying? They understand the balance of what Premium Pete is. To Dallas Penn, to Just Blaze, to myself, to Matt Rass, to A-King, to Just Blaze.
I mean, they are fuckybergs, though, Combat, because they do think Just Blaze government name is Richard Jenkins.
Did they say that?
They don't know they don't imagine what his regular name is.
I mean, I think they just call him Blaze, right?
They call him Blaze. So anyway, Pete, you get there, and what happens?
So I get there, and internets, we were there the night before, right? And so I was already shot from being there the night before, running around doing dad stuff. We get there. As soon as we get there, Combat's sitting there with all them, and he's questioning my cologne. He's like, "You smell real good," and I'm like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
I'm fucking joking with you.
Yeah,
you came in and fucking smelling like Liberace with all the fucking perfume
he did. He
on your fucking neck.
He smelled like a French prostitute.
I smelled fucking good.
You came in smelling like Givenchy, man.
Listen, so
came in with a fucking bottle of Coco Chanel on your back.
Yes. So all of a sudden, Combat turns around on some like I thought Combat was white for a second because like he turned around and he was like, why don't you tell Pete his role? And I'm like, what?
No, I said, Pete, we're here trying to figure out what your role is. Producer, Fuckybird, please explain.
Yeah. So then
I'm stressed out.
I know you are.
He passed it off to the bad cop.
You don't know he is Because you don't give a fuck.
I do give a fuck.
You don't give a fuck.
Hold up. The thing is, we got an email expressing to be in by like 4 o'clock to like midnight. I'm like, so when I'm in my mind, I'm like, yo, we got to be here like 6, 7, 8 hours, and then all of a sudden they're telling me that now I'm not going to be involved. Oh, hell no. I'll go to fucking White Castle.
Say you were not going to be
You're going to show them.
Fuck them. I'll show you guys. I'll get some crab nibblers.
But shrimp nibblers, and they're fucking delicious.
But to the credit of our Fuckyberg producers, I was like, yo, I'm trying to memorize lines that they're throwing.
You know what?
So at a certain point, I'm like, you know what? I fucked with you for the past. I can't do this right now.
Yeah, and I respect that. I respect that. And I pulled over the producers to the side.
So I see the producers talking to you, and what did they tell you?
They told me that they actually thought I was crazy, right. And the reason why they said that is because
you are crazy.
No, they says, "What are you talking about? We want you involved. There's a camera on you at all times."
You know what Lauren told Pete?
What? No, you can't mention their names.
Not Lauren.
Not Lauren. You, Dallas?
You know what? Not Lauren told Pete.
What did he tell you?
Go home and get your shine box.
Next, I'm fucking get him in the fucking headlock.
Well, you know, I mean,
fucking
the great thing, though. I mean, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but the great thing about having an official Jewish producer on the TV set is, you know, at a certain point, he might very well say, "Go fucking get your shine box."
Get the fuck out of here already, Pete.
Well, I mean, before the night was done, they did crack the whip slightly.
Yes,
but I mean, you know what? It was a great learning experience.
And what was really telling about it is at a certain point, like we were taping for, you know, I don't even want to talk about who the guest was, but we're taping, we're going through cuts, and then the fucking ball flies in the outfield, and fucking Pete catches that shit.
Well, I would like to think that we're going through cuts. And a fucking slow pitch gets thrown, and Pete hits it out of the fucking park.
Exactly.
But again, this is my point.
But he wouldn't have hit that shit if you stormed out.
Right.
With that fucking Coco Chanel on your back.
Right.
Combat, I'm going to only apologize
to go fucking masturbate.
Listen.
Yeah, with your
eating White Castles.
I'll tell you.
They don't fucking want me. I'm fucking being demoted.
No. Internet. Don't let Combat paint this picture for you. Premium P here with a PSA. You ever feel like you're part of something, and then, like, you know, sometimes I know I'm not the main person. I know my role, and it's Combat, it's Dallas, it's Just, and I'm just trying to get in where I fit in, but at the same time, I'm not going to let some Fuckyberg shit go on, and I'm not going to stay there for 8 to 10 hours and sit in the back and play with my penis. I could do that at home. But anyway, anyway, you know what I was really excited about? You know what the fuck I was really excited about? Is that I was nervous as fuck because I opened my mouth, I made a fucking stink, and I'm sitting by that bar the whole time, and I didn't know what the fuck to say because I was nervous that I wanted to make a good impression. And plus, Internet, you'll see in time, I'm a little away from the set, so it's kind of hard to knock on in.
The way they're going to see it, they won't even know that.
Exactly. Yeah. They're going to have cut Pete out by then.
Right. But the way, our perception will not be the viewer's perception. And again, all you had to do, Pete, was get in where you fit in. And you were patient, and you caught that moment. And you caught it.
And basically...
basically, it's like, fucking Pete, shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up,
But Pete, that's life.
I know. I'm stressed out, man.
What are you stressed out about?
I'm stressed out.
Because you're stressing us out?
No, you were stressed out. Listen, I told you I won't apologize for what happened, but I will apologize that if I put you under anything, because like I said, I do appreciate all our arguments over these years, and you step up to the plate and really just like made me feel like, you know what, like that you care, and that's special when you're doing something with somebody and you're building on something.
Combat, you put a spoon on this guy's nuts?
No, he shut the fuck up. Pete, you know when Pete shut the fuck up?
When
they put the makeup on his face.
Yeah.
Once they started putting the makeup on his face, he's like, oh.
Yeah, he was ready to get the fuck out of there. He was.
They were giving him that cake soap too?
They gave him the
Bob's
cake
Cartel?
Yeah. But anyway, listen, man. Like I said, man, I'm really excited about this project. You know, who knows where this thing goes? You know what I'm saying? But it's an opportunity. I definitely want to give Complex a shout out again because, like I said, I mean, they're putting the money on us. TP.
I mean, Combat, listen, you saw what went on in that set.
Yes.
That set that they built, all those white people they hired to come in there and make
We got to get some black people on the team.
We do. I mean, listen, we got to get some more shows in the motherfucking can before we can then... There's a rule about black people. There's already enough black people in that room.
Us, the talent?
Well, listen.
I mean, shout out to Clarence.
Clarence, yes.
Clarence is a brother who designed the set.
His name is Clarence.
That's Danny Brown.
It's going to be difficult to find a white guy named Clarence, so he's actually a black dude.
But Clarence, the brother, designed the set, and other than that, it's all white everything.
Yes, yeah. Totally.
So we're going to have to change that. Internet, you tuned into the Combat Jack Show. CombatJackShow.com. F your radio.
F your radio.
Combat Jack Show takeover.
Actually, I'm excited about this next interview. We got DJ Envy in the building.
DJ Envy?
DJ Envy.
The People's Choice?
We just met DJ Envy. We had an extended conversation with DJ Envy last week.
Good dude. Mm-hmm. Good dude.
Last Thursday.
Yes.
I invited him to the show. And then everything hell breaks loose. Internet, you tuned into the Combat Jack Show.
Hold your hats.
F your radio.
Cheer.
Internet, you tuned into the
Get
Combat Jack Show.
CombatJackShow.com.
F your radio. Yo, Dallas.
Yeah.
It's crazy how shit happens.
Isn't it funny how life goes?
Last week, after our show,
yes,
Static called us over to his show.
Yes.
That's serious. Shady 45.
We went over there, hung out.
We went over there, we broke bread, we spoke a little bit. On our way out, we rode the elevator down with Envy.
Yes.
DJ Envy.
DJ Envy.
Breakfast Club Envy.
The DJ Envy.
The DJ Envy.
Like the DJ Envy.
Like Envy got 1 million jobs. that dude. And then we had the best conversation with him. And I was like, you know what? It's only right that we have him on the show.
Absolutely. And I love the fact that, I mean, not having met DJ Envy prior.
You never met Envy before?
I mean, I've seen Envy, and I've probably been in the same room as Envy, but I've never spoken with him.
You mean he's never spoken with you?
Well, that's speaking with someone, okay?
Okay.
That's talking and having a return.
Right.
Boom. We just sat and built, and we almost stopped Envy from going to his next job.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know, because Envy gets in a teleporter machine, goes to Europe, DJs.
He's on that Just Blaze kind of vibe, right?
Of course.
Right.
Helicopters.
Right. But anyway, Internet's, yo, I'm so happy to introduce to the Combat Jack Show DJ Envy.
What's up, sir? Thank you for having me.
Yo, thanks for coming through, man.
Appreciate you guys.
Now, once again, man, it was really an honor to meet you last week, man.
Thank you, man.
Like you were really talking some real shit.
I appreciate it.
And I was like, you know what? We got to have Envy on the show.
I appreciate it. You know, I don't usually do interviews.
No, that's great.
I don't usually do them. I mean, I do them when I got to promote something.
Right.
But I never talk about it. But I heard about your show, and it just so happened that we rode down the elevator with each other.
Yes.
And, you know, most people don't know me because I really don't talk to people too much. You know, that's why if you see me in the room, I don't talk to. I just really stay to myself and just look around. And we have great conversations. So I said, you know, I think it'll be a great platform to talk.
Now, you know, Envy, one of the reasons why I did want to meet you is because, you know, you're on a highly popular Breakfast Club.
Right.
And, you know, Charlamagne is very vocal. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Angela Yee is like the sweetheart. You know what I'm saying?
Internet's the morning radio broadcast. Period. Point blank.
Coming from the center of the universe, New York City.
In the whole universe. Yes, indeed.
But you're kind of like the straight man, kind of like the radio guy. But you know, the more research I do on you, it's like, yo, you're getting money, B. Like people
so they
love.
Say.
No.
So they say.
Okay, I understand, but for what I understand, people trust Envy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The businesses that cut checks,
right?
They trust Envy.
Envy has more jobs than a Jamaican family.
How many jobs do you have, Envy?
Too many to name.
Too many?
You name it. I mean, I think, you know, from Sirius Radio to MTV2 to, you know, Power 105.1 to the clubs. Then, you know, of course, I'm a dad, so I coach.
That's a job. That's a job.
I got a lot of endorsements.
This man around the floor.
You name it, from, you know, from Gillette to Apple to, you know, you name it, to Dodge to Chrysler, you know.
Wow.
I'm pretty out there. I'm all right. I'm blessed.
Well, congratulations, man.
Thank you.
I'm sure when you started out as DJ Shrimp,
right,
in Queens,
right,
you probably didn't envision that this is the life that you'd be living.
Absolutely not.
How did it happen, man?
You want the beginning?
Hold on for a second. No. What kind of shrimp? Was it breaded shrimp? Was it garlic shrimp?
Fantail.
I'm gonna explain the story.
Yes.
Started off in Queens and Queens Village.
Yes.
Pops was a cop. Mm-hmm. Mother worked in insurance.
Nice middle class family.
Right, middle class family. You know, living in Queens Village. We didn't have too much money. You know, we got by.
You got by.
My parents put me in Catholic school.
What school?
St. Francis Prep.
All right, I went to Xavier.
Queens, right? So, you know,
Horace Harding Expressway. Shout out.
That's official.
So the hard thing about that is how much time we got? Because, you know, I got stories for days.
No,
we ain't gonna hold you.
Cool.
We know you got another job to go.
No, it's all right. You know, I got buttons away. He's all right.
Okay.
So, you know, you have to go to school every day, so you have to take that bus to school.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's hard taking the bus when you riding through the hood with Catholic school pants on, shirt and tie, going through the hood. So
Do you have a blazer?
No blazer.
I had to rock the blazer.
I had the shirt and tie with the crease in the pants,
with
right?
khakis.
So, you know, I'm going through the hood, and then you got to go through the Depot Jamaica Avenue. You getting laughed at and everything. And one day I seen my neighbor. His name was Ernesto. Ernesto, he's at the corner, brand new Honda. This Honda Accord, brand new Honda. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? And, you know, at this point, you know, I'm a little youngling. I'm like, I need bread. So I went up to him. I think he's selling drugs. Walked right up to him. I'm like, yo, what you doing, yo? He was like, I'm a DJ. I'm like, DJ? I'm like, the fuck out of here. I'm like, all right, that's what you told your mom. I'm like, look, I know my dad's a cop, but I ain't gonna tell on you. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
He was like, I'm a DJ. I said, a DJ. He was like, if you don't believe me, come to my crib after school. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna come to school. So I go to his crib after school. You know, his mom opens the door, goes in the basement. When I go in the basement, I see nothing but records and turntables and all types of samples. I'm like,
what year is this about?
This is, I don't even remember the year.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, I'm a DJ. I was like, well, what's your DJ name? He goes, Clue. So here's Clue, the kid that I used to play stickball with, that I used to ride bikes with, living across the street with me. He's a legend. Nobody knew who he was because at the time he was just a question mark.
Right, the question mark.
He's DJ Clue.
Damn. You know Ernesto was Clue?
I didn't know Ernesto was Clue.
That's mad fly, baby.
So now I'm like, this is Clue. Oh my gosh, like this dude. So now, like, I used to go to school and sell his tapes and tell everybody I was Clue. Because remember, I went to a white school, so they didn't know who nothing was. So, you know, he started telling me, he was like, this is what you can do. So he would tell me what equipment I needed to buy and this, that, and the other. So I partnered up with a friend. And my friend's name was Mono, DJ Mono. And at the time, I was 5'2". So I was small. So everybody used to call me Shrimp, little shrimp nigga.
Right.
So they called, that was my name, DJ Shrimp. DJ Mono. And together, we were Envy Productions. The reason we were Envy is we were the only black kids in a white school. So we used to say that everybody envied us. So, you know, back in the day with the mixtapes.
Was Mono?
Mono.
Was he light skin also?
No, Mono was dark skin. Mono was Haitian. Sapa say ma boule dans my Haitian. So, you know, Mono, we used to do the tapes, and you know, in the mixtapes, you had a stamp on the tape.
Yes.
So the stamp would say Envy.
Right.
Envy. So, you know, we started doing mixtapes,
That's some real cocky shit, though.
Yeah, you know, but, you know, that's what you gotta be cocky.
Yeah.
But it wasn't too cocky because nobody would fuck with our mixtapes. Nobody buy shit. Like, at the time, nah, that ain't Clue. If it's Clue, we ain't buying it. If it ain't Ron G, we ain't buying it. If it ain't SNS, we ain't buying it. If it ain't this person, we ain't buying it. So,
what was your hook?
There was no hook. We wasn't making no money. We was broke. So what wound up happening is Mono started fucking with the bitches. Like, yeah, I'm fucking with bitches. We ain't making no money here. So at the time, I'm 5'2", glasses, braces. I was fucked up in the game. Fucked up.
Straight Catholic school.
Straight horrible looking. No bitches was fucking with me. I was socially awkward. So I was like, I'm gonna keep doing this shit. Fuck it.
That's all I got.
So I would give it to the bootleggers, keep giving it to the Africans, the bootleggers, and they started calling me Envy because it was stamped on the shit. So I was like, Envy. They was like, Envy, you got the new Envy?
Initially, were you resistant to that name?
Absolutely, because I was Shrimp.
I'm Shrimp.
But they started calling me Envy so much, it stuck. Then the mixtape started popping off, and it popped off with Tupac. That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat. That record right there. Shout out to Shy Money XL. Shy Money XL.
Hit him up.
He came from LA and had the first version. He said, yo, I'm gonna give you this. Nobody has it.
Why did Shy Money give it to you?
Because, you know, we was all from Queens Village. We all from Shadyville. We all from the same
But why did he
hood.
give it to Clue?
Clue had another group of people. And
Clue was aligned with them other people.
That's right.
That's right.
So they gave it to me, which gave me my name, and that's where DJ Envy started.
Wow. Yo, well, you've had an incredible run, man, and congratulations.
Still running.
Still running. Now, how do you feel about being on such a popular morning show, man?
I mean, I love it.
Right.
I think it's well deserved. The best thing about the Breakfast Club is you got 3 humble people.
Yes.
3 people that work hard, that pray hard, that will do whatever they got to do. They will out hustle you, you know. And I think
in their own way, they will out hustle.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the way we all came together is perfect because we don't have the egos. You know, I was the sidekick to Miss Jones. Charlamagne was for the sidekick to Wendy, and Angela Yee was the sidekick to Cypher at one time. So it's like you got 3 people that just want to win. Don't care about the stardom. Don't care about you know when they first said let's do the show, it ain't DJ Envy and Charlamagne and Yee. It ain't Charlamagne, Envy, and Yee. It was like, let's do this together and create a name. You know what I mean? And we came up with the Breakfast Club, and the rest is history.
Now, when this concept was presented to you, how did you initially feel?
Fuck no.
Right. Why?
You know, I was doing afternoons at Power, and afternoons were doing well.
And you had your own. I mean, afternoon is that's a power slot.
Yeah, power slot. You can mix. You can do whatever you wanted to do. And when they came to me, I was like, nah, I ain't doing it. And it was like, well, why? I was like, well, first of all, you got Angela Yee, who's coming from Sirius Radio.
Right.
I said, she might curse, and if she cursed, that's a $75,000 fine, and you're not gonna keep me.
Right.
Then you got Charlamagne, who got fired 4 or 5 times for the shit he say.
Right.
I said, so if we get into a position and we get fired, I lose everything.
And once again, you're in a sense the radio straight man, the professional.
Absolutely. And mind you, I got a job, I got a gig, I'm good.
Right. You've already gone through
that's
the fire.
Right. I'm good. And then they threw a number that I couldn't resist. It was one of those numbers where it was like, you know what? I get this number right here.
Right.
I'm straight.
Not only that, but your life is about to change.
Yeah, absolutely. You
Different,
know what I mean?
different tax bracket?
Different tax bracket. I was already in a good tax bracket, but this is the type of tax bracket where it's like Barack Obama's taking a lot.
You moving from Montclair to Alpine.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You can ease up on some of them other side jobs,
Absolutely.
right?
But that was the whole thing. And the reason I took it is because, you know, it's still the same amount of money, making more money than I did before, but now I ain't got to do as much. So, you know, now I can coach my kids' basketball games. Now I can go to my son's football game. Now I can go to my daughter's recital and ain't got to do as many out-of-town parties as I did before. Now I chill. I do parties 2-3 nights a week, and I'm good.
And you're good.
And not only that, but now when you do 2 or 3 parties a week, your rate also changed too.
Absolutely.
Everything.
Absolutely.
I mean, the
He's
lifestyle
working smarter.
changed.
He's working
Absolutely.
smarter, not harder.
Now, how is that monkey, though, about waking up every morning at that hour, man?
I've been doing it for so long, it's nothing. You know what I mean? I've been doing it with Miss Jones, so it ain't nothing. I mean, half the times I sleep at the station. So.
Right. Now, how was the initial chemistry between you guys?
Chemistry was, I mean, at first it was fucked up. You know what I mean? Because you gotta, it's like WWF. Everybody has a role. You gotta play your role. You know what I mean?
Well, you gotta find that role first.
You gotta find that role first. But once you find that role,
while everybody's still trying to claim
exactly
a preconceived role.
Exactly.
Right.
And then once you find that role, it's good.
Okay. So what is your role, man?
My role is DJ Envy. I'm the music guy. I'm the straight guy. I'm the one that'll challenge anybody. You know what I mean? Whether you like it or not. That's why a lot of times people don't like me, because I'm gonna challenge you. You know what I mean? And it's like, I might not agree with what you say. You might say, you hate all fat chicks. And I might say I love all fat chicks. Not to say that I love them, but I'm gonna say that because there's a lot of people out there that do, and it's always great conversation.
Right. So in a sense, you're the contrarian.
Absolutely.
And Charlemagne's role?
Charlemagne, he's a straight shooter. He's the one that's gonna tell you what it is, whether you like it or not.
Right.
He's some people call him the hater, but I call him the straight shooter. He's gonna tell you what it is, no matter what.
I don't get any hate from Charlemagne.
Nah,
I mean, we've had other haters in the past.
Yeah, he's a straight shooter, I would say.
He's a smart brother, and he's going to call it as he sees it.
Absolutely.
But how he wants to see it. I don't get that hate.
But he might not say what's politically correct all the time.
Right. He's going to stab you. He's one of those dudes that if you get into a fight and he knocks you down, he's going to punch you one more time.
Right.
He's not going to just walk away and be like, all right, I won. He's going to hit you one more time.
He's the provocateur.
Absolutely.
After spending this time with him, with Angelique, is there anything that he could say you feel like you wouldn't be behind, or you couldn't? I mean, after spending this time with this group, do you feel like, man, listen, I'm in the pocket with these folks, and there's nothing that they are going to do that would make me step aside?
No, absolutely. I mean, that's my family. I mean, I would never, and if so, I would never say it out to the public.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's one of those things. If he say something or she say something that's fucked up, I'm gonna ride with him, and then when the cameras is off, I'm like, you fucked up, right? You know what I mean? And I think it's all the same with me as well.
And Angela's role. What is her role?
Angela, she's just a female. Right. She's like the tomboy / sister that will put on sneakers or put on heels.
Right.
Angela Yee, she'll be at the bar with you taking shots, or she'll get sexy if she has to. That's Angela Yee's role, but that's her true to life person as well.
Now, what I do appreciate about Angela's role, particularly in the morning show, is that typically in morning shows, the female kind of has like a secondary,
right,
or auxiliary.
All she does is the gossip, and she shuts up. That's not Yee.
But that's not Yee, man. And I'm really happy for you guys' success. Now, I'm hearing rumors that you guys, are probably going to be expanding beyond,
Yeah,
New York City.
we already started in certain markets as far as, we have a weekend show now called Weekends with the Breakfast Club. Nice. So we extended. It's no longer 5 days, it's 6-7 days now.
Wow.
And that show is already in a bunch of different markets. So, we're looking for some expansion right now, and hopefully it will happen. Knock on wood, But it looks good.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you.
Now, Envy, last week we met you. We met you last Thursday. Invited you to the show.
Right.
And then
all hell broke loose.
Yeah, it was all good just a week ago.
Did you stage that, or?
I mean, let me tell you, man. No, I didn't stage that.
Okay. Okay.
How are you? Seriously, genuinely, how are you feeling?
I'm fucked up.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
I appreciate
and it's all serious. You know what I mean? And the reason I'm fucked up because I don't give a fuck about anybody else. But at the end of the day, it's my family. You know what I mean? And that's something that I would never want to go on air with. You know what I mean? That's something I had to look at my daughter, had to look at my son, and tell him because I'm the type of.
How old are your kids?
11 and 9.
Okay, so they're old enough to understand.
Right, and I'm the type of dad. I baby my kids while I say I love them and I kiss them and I hold them and I hug them and I tell them they look the best and I tell my son he's the smartest, I tell my daughter she's the prettiest. Right. But I've always been real with them. So, when this happened, because this has been old news, you know what I mean? This just hit the press.
Okay, so
I had to tell my daughter what I did to their mother. You know what I mean? I had to tell my son what I did to their mother.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And the family.
Yeah, absolutely. I had to tell my family, but I was more of my immediate family first. You know what I mean? And I had to tell him what I did. You know what I mean? I had to look my son in his eye and say, yo, Dad, your father made a mistake.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's not the mistakes you make, it's how you bounce back from those mistakes and how you repair those mistakes. And they get it and they ride with me. And, when I'm in pain, they come and they like, yo, Dad, it's all good.
Right.
We forgive you, and we gonna work on it and continue to make this family tight. So it's a tough thing, but we working through it.
Listen, man, you've been married 11 years.
Been with my wife 18.
I've been married for 16 years. Right, 4 kids. Wife is a dime, the whole nine. I will tell you, coming from this industry, the hardest thing to keep is family.
Absolutely.
And I feel for you, my dude, because you got married when you was 20?
21.
21.
Well, 20. She was 21. I was 22.
You were 22 years old, getting married.
Right.
I mean, no matter what you think of marriage, the narrative of marriage, the romance of marriage, the highs of marriage, you can't possibly be prepared for that.
Right. Well, you know what it is, and this is the crazy thing, and this is the reason why I wanted to come up here, and this is the reason why I even talked about it, even mentioned it on air and talked about it. The bad thing about this music industry, and I talked about it before, is when you get in the industry, you praise other things you shouldn't praise. And when I say praise other things is, when I got in the industry, I didn't praise my family.
Right.
Okay.
I praised the money.
Because the family was there.
I praised the dollar. I praised the cars. I praised the jewelry. I praised everything that I shouldn't have praised.
Right.
And,
and it's not your fault.
And when you get in this industry, it's not quote unquote cool to be married.
No.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, you're looking at these videos, it wasn't cool.
I'm going to tell you.
You didn't get married because it made you look old.
Let me interrupt you. Me and my wife had a secret marriage. Came back to my office. I'm talking to my clients, Dame Dash and the whole nine. I'm like, I got married this week. And them cats started laughing at me.
Right.
And I already felt uncomfortable entering into that situation and then not realizing that I don't have no support.
Right.
It's crazy.
Right. But you have no support. So it's like, you almost feel like you have to hide it.
Right.
It almost feels like, at that time when you get married,
How crazy is this shit?
It makes you look old.
No, but what he's saying, like when you're in
it's
that,
the truth.
How crazy is that shit?
See, Dallas, you're a little bit older and more comfortable, but like when you're coming up, and everybody's talking about the hustle, and the industry is your life. You know what I'm saying? And it's all showtime. Like certain things that's realer than most, but that's not being accepted by your environment.
Right.
Like I understand exactly.
Right.
Because in a sense, when I told cats that I was married and they was laughing, and these are cats that I respected in the industry, I kind of felt ashamed.
Right. Absolutely.
Right.
And it wasn't even feeling ashamed. It was just like I felt like I had to hide it. I didn't want to feel like I was old. I didn't want to feel like at the time I was LL Cool J in that older era. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but when I go home every night, I'm going home to my wife. I'm going home to somebody who has my back, really, like who's really loyal, who is really standing by me, who is, when I got beef, she got beef.
Exactly.
When I'm fighting, she's fighting. When I'm dropping off mixtapes to the mixtape stores, you know who's driving? She is.
She's your ultimate shooter.
Absolutely.
She's your ultimate shooter.
Absolutely. But, you know what I mean? The industry makes you almost want to disrespect that because they show you shouldn't be praising that. You shouldn't be with that. You should be praising these bitches.
Right.
You should be praising this money. You should be praising this jewelry. You should be praising all this other shit.
The fast life.
Until you get to a situation.
Should you also praise STDs?
No.
Oh, damn.
But I guess that's
how I fucked up.
That comes with the territory.
Right.
Let me interrupt for a second because we're talking to DJ Envy. Most of the cats may not know what we're talking about.
Right.
DJ Envy, very popular DJ Envy.
Right.
Something came up in your relationship last week.
Right. I cheated on my wife.
Yes.
Cheated on my wife. And it was splattered all over everywhere. The internet, the blogs, everywhere. Right. So I had to tell her.
Right.
She knew before it was splattered out everywhere.
Did you have these conversations before it was splattered everywhere?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, okay.
I mean, she knew what it was before. So when it splattered, it was. She knew what it was.
She was prepared.
She was prepared, but not prepared.
Not prepared.
It's one thing to be embarrassed in your home, but when it gets hit the press, it's a different type of feeling.
Right.
So I got on air and I explained myself on air, not for anybody else, but for people who gets in this industry or feels like they were in the situation that I was.
Yeah.
And sometimes for us, our community, we don't look out for each other.
What drove you to have that? Because that's not the nature of your show.
No, that's not the nature of my show, but. And it's gonna sound, what's that Tupac line? Oh, you Muslim now? No more dope chains. It's like certain things bring you closer to God.
Right.
And when this happened, and the thought of me losing my family brought me closer to God.
Of course,
because there's nobody to help me at that point but God.
Right.
God, I need help right now.
Right.
And I felt like the best thing for me to do was help everybody else.
Right.
Where somebody who might be 22 years old, might just got a deal, might just look up to me and be like, you know what, I seen this nigga Envy fuck up, and I'm not gonna fuck up like he did, because he sounds hurt on the radio, and I've never heard that nigga sound hurt.
He's keeping it very,
you know what I mean?
very real.
So you know what, I'm gonna change my life.
Right.
So if I could change 2 niggas' lives, 3 niggas' lives,
then you good.
Then I feel happy, because I feel accomplished, because nobody did it for me. Nobody got on the radio that I looked up to and said, Envy, you fucking up.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's with everything. That's more than just my relationship. Is how I handle my business and how I move around as well.
And you know, one of the things that we're talking, not even in the industry, but in society as a whole, is that when you fuck up and you get caught, deny.
Absolutely.
I think the easiest route to do is accept that shit and power through it. You about to say, Dallas?
What I was about to say is, I think after meeting Envy last week, that conversation we had, which was we talked about later, was so enjoyable that I think maybe I went and used some of my wizard power to have that shit happen, only because speaking with you last week, I asked you, and we had a frank conversation, and you told me this industry is so fucked up. I could just go home and never come back again into it.
Right.
But I asked you, I begged you, I pleaded with you. I said, there's got to be one thing, one person, one time that somebody recognized you or contacted you, and it made you, and it brought you back to that time when you were first connected to it.
Right.
And I think that this situation, somebody's going to find you and be like, yo, you know what? I was caught up, and hearing your words made me realize
and
that.
I already got 1 million of those. I done got 1 million pages.
So now you ain't never leaving the game. Now he's never leaving the game.
I done got 1 million people that hit me and was like, yo, you really helped me. Like, you really changed me, because I was on some foul shit. Right. And if I don't respect my wife now, I'm going to lose the best thing that ever happened to me. So, you know, those things right there made me say, you know what, I'm here for a reason.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's not just the money.
One of the things that I definitely profess, man, is the importance of family.
Right.
But people have their misconceptions of what family is. They think that they get married and it's happily ever after. But you know, keeping your family is the hardest shit to do. Absolutely. There's so many responsibilities.
It's a juggle.
You know, and being with the same person that you love, but you know, love is a battlefield.
Right.
I mean, you go through the gamut of like feelings. Love is the realest shit. And you know, I read somewhere that the sign of a successful marriage is not a perfect marriage, because that shit doesn't exist. Right. It's the forgiveness process.
Absolutely.
It's the forgiveness process.
Absolutely.
How's your lady feeling right now, man?
I mean, right now we're good.
Right.
Right now we're good, but you know, it
goes up and down.
I tell you what we're working on now. We're working on our family.
Yes.
Now, as far as our relationship, we're going to see what happens. Right. We're going to see, you know, maybe we can, maybe we can't. But as far as family is concerned, it made our family tighter, because what I was able to do that I was never able to do in the 18 years was tell the truth. You know what I mean? Because in this industry, you live a lie. Yes. I wasn't there. I was so-and-so. Right. Oh, I wasn't that. But now it's...
You didn't read that on my phone?
Exactly. Now it's a point where I'm like, yo, all my phones are open.
So you feel free right now?
Absolutely free.
Yes.
Absolutely
now, are you getting help?
As far as what?
Like outside help, like counseling?
Nah.
I'm going to tell you, dude.
Nah. Well...
Do that.
I'm gonna tell you, I am getting help, but not as a counselor, as a minister. Right. Back in the church.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Back in the church.
You got to do that, because my personal experience, and I understand what you're going through, is that at our worst, we had a support base.
Absolutely.
And when she was throwing shit at me and I'm throwing shit at her and whatever, we had somebody that was like, yo.
Absolutely.
And I think for the most part, like, these white cats do it.
Yeah. I mean, no counselor, but you know,
but they
go
get
back.
help.
You go back to the. For me,
there's a support base.
For me, I went back to the church.
Yes.
And the church is helping me and helping my family.
Right. Now, when you came out with your announcement, man, how was Angela and Charlamagne prepared for that, or did they know that was going to happen?
Nah, they called me crazy. They said they never know what Envy going to say. You know what I mean? And
what was the energy in the room at the time?
I mean, you know, they still, you know, at the end of the day, they still like your brother and sister. Right. So it's like, you know, if you got a brother and sister, I'm an only child. Right. So it's like,
me too, man.
I got cousins. So, you know, if you fall on your face while you riding your bike and bust your lip, your cousin don't be like, yo, you up, you good? Right. He, you know, first thing he do is start laughing. So that's the same thing they do. And they laughing, and, you know, it's, you know, they take it as funny, but I take it as serious. You know what I mean? And, you know, it is what it is. Has
it changed the dynamic since?
Of the show?
Yes.
Nah, I don't think it's changed the dynamic.
Or you might not be able to see that, because that was big, B.
Right.
That doesn't exist in black radio.
No, it doesn't exist. So when I apologized to my wife 10 weeks ago, so I apologized 10 weeks ago because of what happened. Right. And then I had to explain what happened the other day on radio. Right. But I mean, it doesn't change. It changes how I look and talk about certain things and do certain things and move certain ways. But other than that, it hasn't changed the dynamic.
I'll tell you how it also made you stronger. Anybody else that might have wanted to use this to try to flip this on you, right? in a way you've taken their power away.
Absolutely.
You've, in a sense, you've disarmed them.
Right,
Yes.
absolutely.
But unfortunately, you got cats that's like what's going on with Flex, B?
Right.
Like, what is going on with that, man?
I mean, well, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Do men do that?
Nah,
exactly.
let me interrupt.
I'm gonna tell you what a man does.
Let me interrupt you.
Exactly.
A man cheats on his wife.
Dallas, hold up.
A man does not beat up women.
Hold up, Dallas. Let me tell you.
That's
this.
all I wanted to say.
Worst points of my marriage. I remember saying to myself, I would not wish this on my worst enemy.
Right.
I remember saying that.
Right.
Lowest points of my marriage.
Right.
I would never want my worst enemy to go through that.
Right.
So I can't understand someone laughing and just being so fucking like I don't understand.
You never
that.
beat up women combat?
No.
That's why you don't understand.
But the thing is you become a gossip girl.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And when it comes to this, it's like we'll be real. You know what I mean? It's like there's certain things that men don't do.
Yeah,
and men don't do that because I would never do that. And his excuse was, "Oh, you talked about my daughter."
Your daughter.
And you know what? I absolutely did. You know what I said? I said in the paper report, you beat your wife in front of your daughter, and your daughter called 911, which was in the report.
Right.
Which was in the report. That's a fact check.
Right.
In the report, a fact check.
Right.
So if you want to say that I reported that, I reported that as a journalist that I am on the radio.
Of course.
Now, what you did was made up lies.
Right.
Because all that 90% of the shit that you said was lies. But it's all good. It's all good. You had your fun, okay, but you know what? It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop that we're still the #1 urban morning show in New York City.
Congratulations.
It still doesn't stop that I'm still the nicest DJ out here when it comes to those streets.
Yes.
Though it doesn't stop that. It doesn't stop the fact that I can still walk around by myself. Now you see this young man that I'm with I don't know where he went. Kenny right there.
Right.
That's your muscle?
Kenny?
That's not my security. You know who that is?
Who's that?
I'm gonna blow him up for a second.
What's up, Kenny?
That's my minister's son.
Okay.
Right? Now the minister, minister, she was talking to me about, what's going on in my life.
I knew for sure Kenny had at least a knife with him.
No knife for nothing.
Hey.
No knife for nothing.
Hey, Kenny, you let me down, Kenny.
No knife. But don't get it twisted. I box, so I ain't worried about
All right.
But
no knife, though.
But Kenny's mom was like, so we talked. So I'm like, how's everything with your family? She was like, I'm having a problem with my son. My son can't find a job. He has no motivation.
How old are you, Kenny? 22. Okay, right.
So I said, you know what? Now, I don't know Kenny. Me and Kenny don't know each other. I said, I'm going to pick your son up and take him with me and show him what I do so he can see what hard work does.
Right.
And Kenny just been rolling with me. He's been going with me to the clubs. Every once in a while we take a shot.
Right.
We go
Did he pop
interview
a Molly
artists.
yet?
Yeah, you know what you gotta do, Envy? You know what you gotta do just for old time's sake?
What's that?
Make Kenny carry a crate of records.
There ain't no more crates.
I know.
Ain't no
You
more
got
crates.
everything on your laptop, but come on, Kenny. You can't let Kenny get off that
ain't no
easy.
more crates, but
Kenny, you gotta carry a crate of records.
You got to get dirty one.
But the
Kenny.
thing is, I try to motivate. Like I'm trying to motivate Kenny so he can get his life together and be on a good road. Because if Clue wasn't there to motivate me, I might have been a drug dealer right now. I might be in jail. So that's why Kenny said I roll by myself, and that's the thing that I can do. Like I roll through New York City by myself. I'm out every night. I feel comfortable in my space, and certain people don't. I think he's insecure. I think he's miserable.
Right.
But that's just who he is as a person.
Right.
I can't help that. I mean, he's just not comfortable in his own skin. So that's the reason he does the things that he does.
Wasn't
But,
there a point when y'all were cool though?
we were never cool.
Y'all were never cool.
Never cool. We worked at the same station,
Right.
but we were never cool.
So in a sense, was he kind of funny styles? And I mean, I'm not trying to gossip.
Nah.
I'm just trying to get to why.
You know what it was? I went one way, he went another way.
Right.
Like, when I worked at Hot, I didn't have any friends. I wasn't in no clique.
Right.
The only person that I ever spoke to up there was Mr. C. Me and Mr. C had a cool relationship. But other than that, I don't need to be in
That's
nobody's
peace.
clique.
That's peace
I don't
to
need
say
to do
that right
anything.
there.
I don't need to do anything with anybody. I mean, I wasn't with a Desert Storm clique. I never had a Desert Storm chain. Clue signed me to do an album,
Right.
But I ran by myself, you know what I mean? And everybody say I always went by myself. I've never got extorted. Nobody ever made me do anything. And that's just how I did. You know what I mean? I guess he felt funny for certain ways. Maybe he felt I was on his heels, or he couldn't understand the Ferrari, the Bentleys, the Range Rovers, the cribs, the jewelry. I don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I get out there and I hustle.
Right. Now you guys are healing. You know what I'm saying? You guys are going like cats are trying to break through the fortress that you guys are trying to build.
Right.
Are you guys prepared for whatever this chick writes, man?
You know what? The crazy thing about this, I told my wife everything.
Right.
Everything. Which was the hardest thing in my life. To sit in my wife's face and to tell her everything that went on. That hurt more than everything else.
Right.
Because here she's looking at her boo, her baby, her love, the one that she, sits there and brags about.
Right.
And I'm telling her everything that I've ever done. So, am I ready for it? I already cleared myself, so nothing can hurt me.
Right.
So if that's what she feels she got to do, then she can do it. But, as far as me and my family, we're tighter than ever. You know what I mean? So I'm not worried about it.
Now, internets, I want to say this. I want to say this again. You guys, if you are not married, if you've never been married, once again, this man has been married since he was 22 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Grown men, mature men are not prepared for what the stressful shit that a marriage brings. So
right.
I'm not trying to get envy off the hook, but until you guys have been there, you can't throw stones.
Right.
You cannot throw stones.
I mean, you could throw stones because I did fuck up. I did fuck up. I did fuck up.
You did fuck up.
Right.
But dude, you're in this industry. What man, 9 out of 10, is not going to fuck up?
You're absolutely right.
What man is not going to fuck up? You show me somebody that says they will not fuck up, I'm going to point you out a liar.
You're probably right.
You understand what I'm saying? So listen, Envy, I'm glad you came up here to talk about this shit. What's next for you, man?
I mean, well, the Breakfast Club is something that, we working hard for, you know, and, one thing that I am going to do is I'm going to do a book. And the book is going to be based on me starting all the bullshit in the industry, everything that I've ever done, just me praising the demons and the money and the jewelry and the gold.
Jerry Maguire?
Embracing your Satan.
Just embrace and then changing myself and doing it for something that's positive.
Redemption.
You know what I mean? But it's always going to be the industry. Like, I got so many stories. Like, my favorite story is the Nas story. You know what I mean?
What's the Nas story, man?
I'm got mixtapes in my bag. And I'm walking out of Jamaica Avenue Coliseum. I'm in the back of the Coliseum, and I see a Lexus outside. I look at the Lexus, it's Nas. I'm like, oh, shit, that's Nas. I'm in Queens. I'm like, that's Nas. So I'm running to Nas. I got my book bag, my jeans. But I'm like, yo, Nas, I got something for you, man. I'm reaching in my book bag. I'm like, yo, Nas, I got something for you. Now, by the time I pull it out, Nas got a gun on me. What the fuck you got for me?
Oh. It was Nas by himself?
Now, he was with a girl.
Okay.
He's probably with Carmen, probably baby mom at the time. Okay. I'm like, he was like, what the fuck you got for me? Now, mind you, I'm a little 16-year-old, 17-year-old kid. Probably almost peed on myself. And, I'm, hey, CD.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Nas looked at me and said, nigga, shit is real out here, man. Don't be talking about that shit, man. Now I ain't taking your shit. He got back in the car, took off.
Now, have you ever had this conversation with Nas?
All the time. He hates when I tell a story.
Oh, that's crazy.
He hates when I tell a story. I mean, Nas, you pulled the gun on me, Nas.
That's
You'll
crazy.
be 5 minutes, Nas.
So Nas was really a shooter like that.
Well, Nas pulled out a gun. I don't know if he's going to shoot me.
But he pulled
that gun on me. He pulled it out on me.
What other stories you got, man? Because you basically, man, you walked your dogs, B. Like you walked this walk, man. What other stories you got, man?
Me and Mano had beef.
Mano,
when Mano came home.
Why you got beef with Mano, B?
Let me tell you, when Mano came home, me and Mano's way to get on was I'm gonna extort every DJ. I'm gonna extort every DJ out there.
Right.
So at the time, I used to carry a little tutu in my shoe. That was my thing. Like, if I had problems, I had carry my own beef. I had a little tutu in my shoe. So I remember Mano coming to every DJ, smacking DJs, choking DJs, threatening. Mano was a beast. When Mano came, he was an animal.
Right.
So I knew his story, but I said, it's just a matter of time before we connect. Matter of time. So one night, I'm in the club. Mano comes to me, yo, you gonna play my record? So I act like, I'm a quiz nigga, light-skinned nigga. Who are you?
Right.
What you mean you don't know who the fuck I am? Who are you? So me and Mano get into an argument, right? And me and Mano about to get into it now. At the time, Mano just had a jail, so Mano's diesel as shit. I'm skinny. This is before I started boxing. I'm like, Mano about to knock me out, but I'm trying to slip my shoe off to get my gun on my shoe. And Webb from Webb and Nitty that, with Clue and Desert Storm and used to manage Joe Buttons in the day. He came, he was in the club, he stopped him and talked to both of us. And then me and Mano became like the best of friends after that, where we almost got into fights with each other. And me and Mano became that close. But I remember Mano was about to knock my fucking lights out.
No, Mano's a good dude.
Mano's a good dude.
We had him on the show. And
Mano's
it's funny
a real good dude.
When we booked him on the show, everybody was like, nah, Mano's not going to open up.
Nah, Mano's good dude.
At a certain point, I thought he was going to drop a tear, B.
Nah, Mano's a good dude.
I thought he was going to drop a tear.
Good bro.
Last week, you were talking with me in Dallas off record, man. You were like, yo, I hate this industry.
Right.
A week later, you still hate this industry, man?
Absolutely. And the reason I hate this industry is you got so many fake people.
Right.
So many people that talk tough on these ears and that rap so tough, but you never see them. So soft. And so many men do so many female things. Like, my wife told me something. Like, I used to get mad all the time. Somebody used to say something. It used to make me upset because I came from from the place where, you know, my pops is a cop, and my pops is one of those dudes where he's the type of dude that be like, if somebody say something, he'll put his gun to the side, let's shoot a fair one.
Right.
And that's what he taught me. Like, you know, if you talk tough, let's fight. Let's shoot the fade, and then if I knock you out, I'll pick you up and say, you know what, have a good day. If you knock me out, pick me up good. But when I got in this industry, it was all this fakeness. You know what I mean? All this fakeness. Like, and when people get emotional, they don't know how to stay the coast. They get emotional and start going crazy.
Yes.
You know, like I had one jock talk about my kids, right?
Hold on for a second. We don't have to be clandestine.
What you mean?
All right, we know who we talking about.
Yeah. One jock talking about my kids, right? And
I see what you just did.
Yeah. No. Go.
It's irrelevant. So talk about my kids, right? Which was a coward move. That's something cowards do. You know, something I don't respect. Not a man. Half a bitch. But I'm a different guy, so I just, you know, it is what it is. All right, if that's what you got to do, you got to live with it.
Right.
And when it happened, I was upset. I mean, upset. I'm like, I'm gonna try to take this dude's head off, right? So, you know, and this is why I love my wife so much. So my wife says, you know, you can go kill this dude, right? And
then that's...
And what happens?
Exactly.
Nothing. You go to jail. I lose you.
Right.
He said,
we lose this.
But he says, she goes, you know what? Let me kill him breathing. I said, what the fuck does that mean? I'm not here for no deep shit right now, nigga. I want revenge.
She said, let her kill him.
Right. She said, she goes, baby, take a break. Let me kill him breathing. I said, what the fuck does that mean? So she goes, you got to go to Miami to do your show. Go get this money. All right. When I get back home, he ain't got his job no more. So she goes, what'd I tell you? I said, you said you were going to kill him breathing. She said, that's exactly what I did. She said, I took everything he wanted. I took his power away.
And how did she do that?
And put him in cuffs, too.
I took his power away. Not only did I take his power away, and then took his job. And it's successful. So, like, you know, you can hurt somebody and kill them and they die.
But
what does that do?
That's senseless.
That's senseless.
Right.
But now if I kill you, you can't breathe anymore. You know, you're alive, but you're dead.
Right.
What you do doesn't matter anymore. What you say doesn't matter nobody. Nobody hears you no more. Then not only that same seat that you sat in, I'm sitting in.
Damn.
Not only am I sitting in, I'm sitting in there and I got your check. Not only do I have your check.
Yeah, I wish you could see Envy's eyes right now.
You're irrelevant.
Envy's scaring me right now.
You're irrelevant. Doesn't matter no more.
I'm going to tell you right now.
So I believe they call that checkmate.
Checkmate.
So everything that you say doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter because I'm irrelevant and I'm not emotional. I'm not going to move off emotions. So you're never going to take my job. When I take my job, it's because I want to leave. You know what I mean? So that's how I look at it. So that's how you kill a nigga breathing. So if you out there and you listening and somebody does something that you want to get back,
slow it down.
You kill them breathing.
Don't even react.
You kill them breathing.
Exactly.
Because that way they can see your success and it burns them and it irks them and it makes them tell stories and it makes them act like...
It makes them envious.
And it makes them act
DJ Envy.
And it makes them act emotional.
It makes them envious, but they could never be envy. Envy, you got to buy your wife 24 long stem roses every weekend for the next 2 months because she is a G.
Yeah, that's my G. But that's the reason why I will fight so hard for my wife. You know what I mean? After I fucked up, like nothing matters. Like, you know,
nothing matters.
And I'm not. You know what I mean? People follow me on Twitter and they follow my Instagram and you know, I show pictures of my cars, my cribs, my jewelry, my watches, and all that. But none of that matters.
That's all for show anyway. That's
you know
all,
what I mean? The only thing that matters is her happiness. You know what I mean?
And
right now she feels like, you know, I don't know if she could ever be happy again. So now my goal is to make her happy again.
She will be
happy. To make her
Yes.
feel like this never happened. To make her feel special. To make her feel like the queen that she is.
Yes.
And until that, you know, I won't stop. It ain't enough money. I just bought her a Range Rover. You know what I mean? It's a $110,000 car that's sold out in the country that I don't have. But I want her to have that. Right. There's ain't amount of bags, ain't amount of trips, and none of that matters.
But
you know
ultimately, the best marriages are the ones that overcame obstacles with forgiveness.
Absolutely.
You go out with your wife a lot, man?
Yes.
Do you bring her to industry stuff? Like,
you know, the funny thing is I didn't before.
Right.
Now, every time I go out,
let me tell you.
Went to All Star. Come to All Star. This weekend I'm going to CIAA. Come to CIAA.
From my experience, if you got a wife that's a banger and a shooter, that shit is the best shit.
Absolutely.
Like, I go out without my wife, I don't have a good time.
Yeah, that's how I feel now.
You know what I'm
That's how I
saying?
feel. Like when we go out, it's like we just have a good time because it ain't the bullshit, it ain't the ratchet. We just have a good time.
And most cats don't ever come to that point in their relationship, man.
Right.
Yo, DJ Envy, man, thank you for stopping through.
I appreciate you guys,
Anything
man.
else you want to leave us with, man?
Nah, I just want to say that if you out there, make sure you do the right thing.
Yes.
And I want to, you know what? I want to talk about one more thing out there.
Yes, sir.
One more thing. I almost left the music industry when I was 24 years old.
Why?
When I became 22, when I came 23, I got my first check. I was living in a basement in Rosedale.
Mom's basement?
Nah,
No.
it wasn't my
Basement
mom's
apartment.
basement apartment. Let me tell you how bad it was. I had no bathroom in the basement. So you had to go upstairs to go to the bathroom. So I never wanted to go upstairs to go to the bathroom because I'm in my boxes, and I didn't live upstairs.
Right,
so I would go to the bathroom in the sink. You know what I mean? And I told myself I would never go back. So shout out to Clue. Clue, I love you. You my brother. Clue signed me to Desert Storm, gave me my first check. First check was $150,000 to sign the Desert Storm. And I went and bought my first crib.
Okay.
Right? Now this is the fucked up shit because a lot of brothers don't even have a crib.
Yes.
They rent, they have cars, they have jewelries, but they don't know a crib because they don't know about having a crib. They don't know about anything. I had my first interest rate was 23%. Well, that's even here and there.
Wow.
I didn't have no credit. I was fucked up.
Of course.
I stayed in that crib for 5 months, and I was talking to this white guy, and the white guy was like, this is the perfect time to buy and flip cribs. So I started buying and flipping cribs. So I bought that crib for, I think, like $300,000. Stayed in it for 6 months, sold it for $450,000. 6 months, I made $150,000. I was like, I'm busting my ass in this music industry. They shooting, they stabbing. I ain't got to do shit and make $150,000.
Right.
So I moved my house. I moved. Then I bought another crib. Sold that crib, made $300,000 in 4 months. I said, this is about a bitch. I just made $300,000 in 3 months. So I made $450,000 in 9 months. I'm like, I ain't doing this music shit no more.
Right.
So I started buying cribs. So I had like a total of like 6 cribs, right? 6 cribs. I'm flipping them, fixing them up, flipping them. And I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna do music no more. Then the housing market crashed, right? So now I had 6 cribs, all these cars, all these jewelry. But now I had to pay these mortgages now because nobody's buying cribs.
You couldn't move that shit.
I sold everything. Bentleys, watches, jewelry, everything. I was doing parties. If you call me and say, yo, I got a bar mitzvah for you, I'd have DJ'd a fucking bar mitzvah. If you'd have said it was a country and I had to do the fucking singing, oh, we been coming around a mountain when they come, it was that crazy.
Right.
And
Dig it.
I finally sold all those cribs.
Right.
But to say, if you out there and you have money, don't worry about the cars and the cribs and all that other stuff. You got to make sure you're secure. If anything ever happens with me now, I have so much money invested in my crib, and so much money invested in myself and other properties that I'll always be good.
Yeah.
And that's to anybody out there listening. If you have a chance and you have a check, whether it's $10,000, you can buy a property. Make sure that you're always good and you always got something to fall back on. Even if you out there and you hustling. If you got a crib and you got to bail yourself out and you ain't got the cash, you can always put your crib up until you get your ass back on your feet.
Right.
Now, Matt Raz hit me with the very last question. He
What's
was
that?
like, "What's this suicide rumor, man? What is that shit?"
True story. So this is when I tell.
I like this guy, Dallas.
I'll tell you the truth. So this is when I tell my wife that I cheated.
Okay.
So
So this is
before. This is 10 weeks ago.
Right, 10 weeks ago.
And
the story
she didn't take it right.
Nobody
she didn't take it right.
Oh, she left the house? She left the house?
Nah, she didn't leave the house. Well, she ain't
she kicked you out the house?
She ain't gonna leave the house. I'm gonna leave the house.
Yeah.
And we going back and forth and back and forth. And she's
throwing shit?
She's not listening. Nah, she's not throwing shit. She just fed. And that's how I know it was serious.
Real.
She wasn't yelling. She wasn't screaming. She was just
R.
like
Kelly fed, woman's fed right
absolutely
now.
scaring the shit out of me, right? So she's not listening. She's
dead. You're
dead to the world.
You're dead to
world.
her.
Dead to the world.
Right.
So she's not listening, this, that, and the other. So I said, I gotta get her to listen. So I was like, all right. I go in the garage, I turn on the quad, turn on the car, and I was like, word, you don't want to listen? Fine, I'm gonna kill myself. I close the door. Right? Now, was I gonna kill myself? No. Was I trying to scare the shit out of her? It worked.
You were desperate for something to get her out of that
But you
zone.
know what? It worked, and it worked too well.
Right.
So what she did, she got scared. It's a true story.
You wild with that.
True story. Nah, true story.
I've been exactly where you've been.
True story.
And I will tell you one thing. You a strong dude. You're going to have to be even more stronger.
Absolutely.
Because I'm going to tell you one thing. There will be shots thrown for years to come.
Absolutely.
As long as you stay together. But I'll tell you one thing. I admire what you did.
Absolutely.
Now, I want to hear the story, though.
Let me tell you a story. So, I got time? I can tell the story?
Yeah, tell the story, man. You got time.
So,
Pete, shut up.
She calls.
I want to hear it.
She calls the police because she's scared.
Right.
She thinks I'm really gonna do it. So after she tells me I'm holding the door. She tells me, y'all call the police. I said, call the police. That's when they all stop and say, well, what do you mean? I go back inside. What do you mean call the police?
Right.
She's like, I call the police. I said, word. I said, you ain't call the police. I go downstairs. Police at the house.
At the house.
Now, I didn't have the cleanest house at the time, and when I say clean, I don't mean dirty. You know, man, I might have had some stuff in the house I wasn't supposed to have.
Right.
At the time.
Right.
This is before I found God, ladies and gentlemen. This is before allegedly.
Right.
So they come downstairs and they're like, sir, can you stand up, sir? They pat me down in my own house.
In your own house?
In my own house. They was like, your wife told me that you tried to maybe off yourself. You scared us. I was like,
Right.
nah, I wasn't. She just overreacted.
Okay.
They was like, well, because of this, we have to take you down to the hospital to check you out. I'm like,
To the
what?
hospital?
To the hospital. I'm like, what? I was like, all right, man, go ahead.
So how did they escort you out your own house?
I walked out my house. They was like, we appreciate you, walking out. So they put me in an ambulance. Strap me up.
They strapped you down?
Strap me up, take me to the hospital.
Come on, man.
Let me laugh, take me to the hospital. Not strapped in like no crazy chair, but
Right.
take me to the hospital.
The gurney.
Take me to the hospital.
Shit, right?
So now, they go to the hospital. Now they got to run tests.
Did you have some flash shit on?
They got to run straight. Nah, I had a hoodie on and jeans, So they take me to the hospital and
Internet for the record. I mean, the watch is Rocky. Concord 11's on the feet, matching the fitted. I mean,
well, this is the Rolex masterpiece. These diamonds are Rolex, by the way, but that's neither here nor there.
Oh,
but
okay.
For those of you scoring at home,
but so now I get to the hospital. They taking tests, doing stress tests and this, that, and the other. And I'm sitting there, I'm waiting. Now, this was like 3 in the afternoon. So now it's like 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night. You know me, I got a show at night.
You got money out there.
I'm like, yo, I got to go. They was like, no, you can't leave. I said, okay. I was like, what you mean I can't leave? That's like, you can't leave until all the tests come back. I'm like, how you going to hold me? I was like, you know what? I said, all right. So I called my peoples from the hood.
Right.
I said, yo, back the car to the emergency room and leave the door open. So when he does it, I jet out the hospital.
You ran out?
Ran out.
Were they chasing you?
Chasing me.
Oh, my God.
Now I'm running.
You might be a little crazy.
Hold on. Did you have on one of them hospital gowns with the back out?
I have
that'd have been crazy.
So now, mind you, I run out. I jump in the car, take off. They chasing me. I go to...
What the fuck is going on through your head, B?
I'm thinking it's a joke. I'm like, yo, these niggas is crazy.
Right, but that's not a joke, Envy.
Hold on, let me tell you. So I go to my serious job. I do my serious
crazy,
show.
Hold on.
I go to my serious job. I do my serious job. So now I got clubs that night.
Right.
So I got 3 shows that night. Do the math. It's over $7,000.
Yes.
So I'm like, all right. I get to the first club. The promoter comes outside. Yo, Envy. There's cops out here looking for you. I'm like, this happened in Jersey.
Right.
It's like, yo, there's cops out here looking for you. So I said, you know what? I said, all right, no doubt. Tell them I ain't here yet. I go to the next club. I get to the next club. Yo, there's cops out here looking for you, son.
Damn, they got the whole drag net.
They got the whole drag net.
The rap police is damn. Yo, rap police, who killed Biggie Smalls? Stop playing.
So I had to go back to the hospital that night.
You had to go back.
Now, when I get back...
Lose money.
Right, lose money. When I get back to the hospital, they're not playing with me now. They're like, yo, take your shirt off, take your sneakers off, take your socks off, and you're going to put this robe. If you run out now, you're going to run out with this robe
with the ass out in the back. Like, oh, man. So at least they didn't have to cuff you.
Nah. So they made me sit there, and then they brought a doctor. But I had to tell a doctor exactly what happened.
Right, and then they understood.
And the doctor looked at me and said, you a fool, man.
Right.
He was like, I ain't going to lie. That's some funny shit you running out, though.
Right.
But it was like, so after I seen them, they was like, all right, man, we let you go. Just be careful. Don't do no stupid shit like that again. And they let me go, and it was nothing.
And you're good now. And you're good now. Envy, man, thank you for coming through to the Combat Jack Show.
No, thanks for having me.
You're always invited, man.
Absolutely. Anytime, man. Just let me know.
Continued success. Internet, you tuned into the Combat Jack Show?
F your radio.
F your radio.
Cheers.
Uncle Ruckus.
Yes, this is Uncle Ruckus. With whom am I speaking?
You speaking to the Combat Jack Show. I am Combat Jack. Yo, welcome to the Combat Jack Show, Uncle Ruckus.
Thank you, Combat Jack. I hope with a name like Combat, that means you like a white man who's involved in combat against niggers. I hope that's what it would be.
Oh, Uncle Ruckus, you know I'm a black man.
Oh, well, must I been tricked. Sure that you was going to be a white man and we could sit down and we could talk about some recipes and stuff like that.
Wait a minute. Did you think this was a respectable white show?
You're damn straight I did. With a name like Combat Jack, when I think combat, I think G.I. Joe. I think white men out there on the front lines. I'm dealing with some kind of old jungle combat now.
Oh. Uncle Ruckus, how you been, man, since the Boondocks?
I got to tell you, I'm doing good. I'm doing good mostly because I have a proximity that I like to stay away from niggas, so I'm doing real good.
Yeah, how are your nephews doing, man?
Which one?
Your nephews from the Boondocks.
Oh, them ain't really my nephews.
Them niggas ain't his nephews.
Them little nappy-head children is no nephews of mine.
Uncle Ruckus, I wanted to ask you, man, because it's been a while since people have heard your voice. What do you think about the last election?
Well, I think about the last one. Well, I thought it was kind of the white man to let y'all niggas have 4 more years in office. That was very kind of him. They asked a lot of the white folks to stay away so y'all would have a chance. But it is a shame. It is a shame that he is, and I will be honest with you. Every day I wake up crying a little bit of tears thinking that damn Barack Obama is still in office.
There you go.
If only we could have Sarah Palin back right now, I would be as happy as you is on this nigga month that you celebrate right now.
Wait, you don't like Black History Month, Uncle Ruckus?
I wish Black History Month was history. I don't even know why the hell we got it.
Well, you don't care about the contributions that Black Americans have contributed to America?
You mean like how y'all made a pig foot? I just don't think the Bigfoot sandwich is that important to Americans. I really don't. I can't think of nothing else y'all did. White man invented machines and computers and the pyramid. I don't know what the hell y'all was doing except making that sandwich.
That's where you messed up, Uncle Ruckus, because, I mean, right now, white people loving that Bigfoot sandwich. Look at the Super Bowl. It was nothing but black women singing for everybody.
And thank God the white man tried to turn the lights out on all of them niggas. So we couldn't see him. I'm done with Destiny's Child.
Oh, shit. You don't like Beyonce, Uncle Ruckus?
Beyonce, if she was 2 shades whiter, I might like her a little bit.
Okay.
But she's sliding down into the darker degrees, and that does disturb me, I'll be honest with you.
Let me ask you something, Uncle Ruckus. I saw you recently on the red carpet.
Yes. I was at the NAACP, the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. And I went there really for one reason.
What is that?
Because I could call colored folks colored in the middle of a crowd, and ain't nobody getting mad.
Ain't nobody getting mad, huh?
Ain't nobody getting mad, because that's the only place I can go and just call a nigga a colored man, and they all right with it. Just smile and wave. Yes, we colored today.
So you miss having colored waiting rooms and colored restrooms?
Oh, Lord, I would love to see y'all separated from the rest of us. Yes, I do. Instead of a rest out, a color restroom, I'll just give y'all a can in the corner and tell y'all to go pee in it.
Okay. Well, Uncle Ruckus, let me ask you something. Since you've been on the red carpet, man, like, I understand that you're doing a project right now in terms of breaking out further into Hollywood. Is that true?
That is correct. Me and Aaron Magruder, that nigga who made the Boondocks and all that other stuff. We're doing this Uncle Ruckus movie on Kickstarter. You can go to UncleRuckusMovie.com and it'll give you information. Well,
Kickstarter, Uncle Ruckus, Kickstarter is that's like the internet welfare, ain't it?
But, no, how dare you, sir? I don't deal with any type of social help at all. But I am asking my good white friends to go to Kickstarter and help us out here.
Well, Uncle Ruckus, I omitted to tell you, but we do have 2 white cast members on the show as well.
Oh, let me speak. Now, why the nigga been hogging the microphone the whole time?
Uncle Ruckus, what's going on, Uncle Ruckus?
Up some white folks.
Uncle Ruckus, listen, I'm Italian. Does that still consider to be full white?
It just depends on how dark you is.
Olive.
Some Italians get real scary. Some Italians, when the lights turn down right, your name may as well be Kunta Kinte. I'll be honest with you.
Uncle Ruckus, let me ask you a question, man. Did you see the movie Lincoln?
Lincoln, I did not see the movie Lincoln, not yet. I do have a way to look at the movie Lincoln because my neighbor leaves their window open at night and they watch a lot of movies. Okay. I have not seen Lincoln yet. Last movie I saw was that damn Django Unchained.
You saw I heard that the D is supposed to be silent, though.
Let me tell you something.
Tell me something, Uncle
Jamie Foxx. Why do he think he can tell the white man who invented language to make a D silent or not?
Yeah, you might have a point there, Uncle Ruckus.
Most of the time, them niggas want to use D. D this, that. Fuck D's right here. Oh, no, the D is silent. Don't tell a white man the language he invented. Don't tell him how to speak his own language.
Ruckus, I'm going to tell you when the D wasn't silent. Christopher Dorner.
Yeah, that is true.
What'd you think about the whole Christopher Dorner saga, Uncle Ruckus?
Well, I think any time that a country can get together to hunt down a nigga is a good thing.
Oh, so you felt good about the hunt?
Yeah, when they hunted him down?
Yeah.
Well, of course I did. Who would not? That made me proud to be an American.
Well, how do you feel about some people feeling sympathetic towards Dorner's plight?
But I think they stupid.
But couldn't you understand?
That's pretty much a one-word answer. Stupid is how I feel about that.
Okay. Well, let's go back a bit, Uncle Ruckus. What'd you think about the movie Django anyway?
Django, I thought it was one of the funniest movies I ever seen.
Why so?
I really did. I love some of the funny parts in it, like when they hung Jamie Foxx's character upside down when he was about to cut his nuts off.
You like that, huh?
That. Yes, I did.
Okay.
I like when they put that little tattoo on their chins when they ran away. They put that tattoo on their cheeks. I like that.
Oh, that was a tattoo, huh?
Yeah, I like that funny part where that nigga got ripped apart by the dog.
Oh, you like that, huh? That. How about when
I walked out of the movie theater soon as Jamie Foxx started shooting white folks. Then it wasn't even believable to me.
Okay.
The rest of it was just as good. I haven't seen a movie that funny since that time that Monique bunked that little girl with a cigarette impression. That was the last time I saw a movie that funny.
Now, when I was watching the movie, I thought of you because the character played by Sam Jackson reminded me of you, Steven. What'd you think about the character Steven?
I thought he did an excellent job. I mean, he was the only man, he was the only colored man in that movie that I could respect.
Okay.
I mean, he had the demeanor down right. He talked to the white man right. He did everything right in that movie. If I had my way, I would have Jamie Foxx today. Forgive me for getting emotional. I would have him arrested for what he did to those people at the end of that movie. But that damn Sam Jackson, he sure played a good nigga in that movie.
So Uncle Ruckus, I mean, your project that you're working on, can we expect it to be something like maybe Raisin in the Sun mixed with Birth of a Nation?
I think what you can expect. For real, now this is me. This is your Uncle Ruckus, no relation, just talking ear hole to mouth hole to you. This movie, it's really going to be like a family kind of movie with me, Uncle Ruckus, and my niece who is half white. Lord knows that means she's half right. And it's how I am in her family. It's going to be a good movie. I mean, it's written by the same nigga who did the Boondocks. You can't expect nothing bad from him.
No, he is a good nigga.
You know what? If I were you, I would write down right now that Aaron McGrudy is a good nigga.
Premium, our white cast member has a question for you.
Yeah, good. Now let me talk to somebody who can make some sense. Yes, white person, what would you like?
How are you, sir? I'll tell you one thing. You sound a little bit to me like a black Forrest Gump, you know? But, yeah.
Wait. Am I still talking to a nigga? Is this a good white man?
No, this is a good white man. This is a good Italian white man. But I'll tell you one thing. With your Kickstarter program, right? You're talking about you want the white people to donate. What about some Chinese or some Indian people or maybe some Russians? You know, Russians got money now, too.
Now, I am not, well, first of all, Russians are very white people. They can handle the cold weather, unlike your Negro counterpart who's sitting there with you right now. I invite anyone, and you may have seen, I did put out a message on the YouTube to white folks who would like to donate money and the colored folks who would like to donate money. Both of them can donate money, even though I know the colored folks probably got to go rob somebody before they can donate.
Oh, no. Well, Uncle
I say that in a very positive way. Thank you, nigga.
Okay. Well, Uncle Ruckus, how would you feel if you realized that the majority of people that contributed to your Kickstarter fund were black people?
I would be very surprised, number one.
Mm-hmm.
I would be very thankful, and I would ask the government to give y'all another half a day on Nigger Month every February.
Mm-hmm.
So
okay.
To celebrate that.
Okay.
And by the way, just out of curiosity, I do hope that on your Nigger Month, Mr. Black Man who in there,
Combat Jack,
you did spend that time thanking the white man for giving you that month.
Well, you know, I'll tell you, Uncle Ruckus, one thing that I think we both share in common is I hate Black History Month because I think, you know, it's really condescending because, like I said before, black people have contributed. I think every day is Black History Month, Black History Day.
Wow, that is crazy thinking.
Is it? Why?
I mean, okay, I'll give him another.
Yes.
The Bigfoot sandwich and rims. Okay, y'all did invent rims. I agree with that.
What about the stop sign?
I just can't imagine the other stuff y'all did.
What about the stop sign?
What about the stop sign?
You know, a black man created that.
Oh, okay, so that they could run through it on their 22-inch rims. Break the wall while they running from the law. Oh, I'm in a high-speed chase. Let me run through this thing I just invented. Very good, Black
Uncle Ruckus, what about open heart surgery? What about open heart? A black man invented open heart surgery.
So he could go in there and try to get out all the fat from all the poke foots he was eating, I guess.
Uncle Ruckus.
If you want to look at the lies, we can tell lies. Oh, the black man invented the peanut. Why? To try to kill a white man? Because so many white folks got peanut allergies, so he invented peanut butter. It's just a horrible crime that he did.
Uncle Ruckus, I want to go back into your past, man. Why are you so against black people, man?
Well, first of all, I'm against them just because I don't really understand them. I am not a black person myself.
Well, what are you? What are you, Uncle Ruckus?
I'm white. I have the revitiligo disease.
Okay.
It's like what Michael Jackson had, except in the opposite.
In reverse, right.
And Sammy Sosa.
Darker, yeah.
But what about the texture of your hair?
What about the texture of my hair?
I mean, isn't it, cotton and woolly?
Have you never? How dare you? My hair is as smooth as an angel's ass. No, it is not cotton and woolly. It is not cotton and woolly.
Okay.
It's as smooth as the fake hair that Beyonce buys for her head. Now imagine her hair was real. That's what my hair feels like.
You have a problem against black women wearing weaves?
Well, of course I do. Why would you want to run your nasty Negro fingers through her hair and then get them stuck in her nappy weave? It's nappy enough as it is. Why go and sew some more nappy hair into it? Be happy with your naps, niggas. Be happy, nappy people.
Be happy with your naps.
Uncle Ruckus.
And plus, that keeps us from getting confused. Because, like I said, you take somebody like a Beyonce, who's just a shade away from white, and from behind, if you look at that hair, you think, oh, that's a beautiful white woman.
Beyonce.
And you turn around and you realize you're dealing with something else.
Okay.
Uncle Ruckus, this is DJ Ben Amin. You just said that you don't like Beyonce too much, so who are you listening to these days?
Well, if I'm going to listen to some real good music, I'll probably listen to somebody like a Taylor Swift. If you're talking about modern music, Trisha Yearwood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how'd you feel about
soulful? You know what I'm saying? Soulful music.
Soulful music. Okay, I hear you.
Sing with some soul.
So you must have been upset a couple of years ago when Kanye West interrupted Taylor Swift.
If I was able to reach through that TV, I would have broke his little black neck. Nobody should be interrupting a princess like Taylor Swift. She's in the middle of a very important speech.
Okay.
And Kanye West, what the hell did he think he was doing? And now he really done gone crazy. He was one of them Kardashian guys now.
That's right. That's right. Ruckus, you must be so pissed off that all these sweet little snowflakes is getting touched by nigga manhood. Nigga manhood.
Them Kardashian girls are straight up nigga catnip. I cannot lie about it. Straight up nigga catnip. Yes, I am very upset about that. I think it is a crying shame that, and I just can't figure out what kind of liquor, what kind of hypnotic or whatever the hell they're giving these white women. But let them touch them like that. It's just a shame.
Ruckus,
a damn shame.
I'm sitting here. I'm a registered Republican. I also consider myself a black man. I don't know.
But you're a white man, right?
No, I'm a registered Republican black man. What I'm hoping, Ruckus, is that more young black men will also register as Republican voters. Not necessarily vote Republican, but register as Republican voters. See, I feel, Ruckus, that blacks, eventually, we can uplift ourselves when we activate ourselves again within the political discourse and take control of our destiny. Isn't that really what you want for young black males?
That's some beautiful white man language that you got there. I guess the white guy wrote that for you and said beside you. That was very nice of him. I would prefer that the black man just register to get his black ass out of the country and then take the ship somewhere else. That's the kind of discourse I would like. I would like him to take this course off of our course and put it on the course on the way to Africa. That's just being honest.
So maybe then you want a black pope then?
A black pope?
You hear about the Africans trying to be the two African cardinals trying to qualify to be black pope?
A black pope? You just almost busted a blood vessel in my head.
Oh, I'm sorry, Uncle Ruckus.
Ruckus, listen, Mississippi done ratified the 14th Amendment. All right, you can't get slavery no more down there.
I do not want slavery to come back, although I will say that a lot of slavery was very pleasant.
Okay.
People had a place to live, and they had food to eat, and they had hard work to do. I do not wish slavery to come back, but I do not care about the ratification of the 14th Amendment. But what I would like is the niggas to work hard like a slave would work.
Yeah.
Instead of y'all laying around. You know, I know some niggas who even got radio shows. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I can't imagine that.
Man, look at that.
Listen, Uncle Ruckus, I understand that your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate that you've taken it to talk to us, you know, lowly black people. Tell us once again, man, about your Kickstarter program.
All right, we're doing this Uncle Ruckus movie. All you got to do, the easiest thing to do, steal your friend's computer, and go to UncleRuckusMovie.com, and you'll see how much money we're trying to get the movie made for. And by the way, this Monday, at 5 to 8 p.m. Pacific time, we're going to have an Uncle Ruckus Google Hangout where you can just hang out with me, donate a little bit of money, and in about 10 minutes, me, you, and whatever colored friend you got, we can all just sit on the computer and talk and chat with each other.
Okay, well,
all that information will be at UncleRuckusMovie.com.
Well, that's good to know, Uncle Ruckus.
I just want to know one thing, Uncle Ruckus.
This is the white guy.
This is your favorite Italian Stein over here, Premium Pete.
Oh God, it feels like a sweet summer wind blowing in my ear.
Yeah, well, Frankie Sinatra. I will tell you this: if I donate to the Kickstarter, will I be allowed to go to White Heaven when I die?
I will tell you. That it is an automatic ticket over $500.
Thank you, sir.
Automatic ticket to get into White Heaven. But listen, white man, you already there.
Okay.
You can literally kick the nigga sitting beside you in the chin right now. You still get it.
Thank you. Thank you, Uncle Ruckus.
I got to be honest to the nigga in the room. You one of the most pleasant niggas I ever talked to in my life.
Well, thank you, Uncle Ruckus.
You, sir, are a good nigga.
Well, thank you so much, Uncle Ruckus. And you, sir, are a good man, and I wish you success in terms of raising money for your movie.
Thank you very much. Thanks for all y'all help.
No problem. Have a good night, Uncle Ruckus.
Birth of a Nation, Part 2.
Bye, y'all.
There you go.
Bye.
Internet's Uncle Ruckus.
Nigga, please.
You're tuned into the Combat Jack Show, the Combat Jack Show.
F your radio.
F your radio. And you tuned into the Combat Jack Show, the Combat Jack Show. .com, yo, DP.
Yo, Combat.
Yes.
Uncle Ruckus on the call, DJ Envy in the booth.
Woo. Man.
I am not surprised. Whatever happens with the Combat Jack Show, it doesn't surprise me. I keep telling people, man, when you came to me like several years ago, after having that meeting with the Funkyberg Jenkins.
You started this, Dallas. You came to me after having a meeting with Funkyberg Jenkins.
You came after that meeting y'all had when you had on that deep V-neck T-shirt,
that was pretty
down to your
deep.
belly button, and you had on them cargo shorts with the tie bottom,
U-neck.
Stop.
and chancletas. That meeting that you had.
Stop.
And you was like, yo,
Listen,
this
man,
thing.
I think this is a great episode, man.
I enjoyed it.
I mean, you know, I didn't think Uncle Ruckus would go as far as he did.
What, Uncle Ruckus?
Yeah, and when we booked Envy, man, none of this shit was happening, man. Like the uncanny timing of booking him for this episode, B.
I mean, listen, I'll be honest with you. Once you booked him, I kind of started that other shit in motion with Erica Mena.
You made that shit happen?
I mean, it was just a window that I had to take.
You're a devious bastard, man.
I mean, listen, get ready for combat.
Yeah, Internets, I want to introduce y'all to a new member of our extended team, Kid Fury, man.
Hey, what's up?
Welcome to the Combat Jack Show.
Thank you for having me.
What brings you here? Tell the Internets what brings you here.
I hardly remember. I'm so high.
You're high?
I really, truly apologize.
Really?
Like, I just don't feel like holding it in anymore.
Okay.
High on what?
Marijuana. I can't do like the white basement made.
No MDMA because that's hot now.
Just regular earthy grown.
Okay. Well, then you're not really high then if it's marijuana.
I guess I don't
mean, that's
know
medicine.
how much
That's
higher it
medicine in
gets.
Colorado.
But anyway, let this man talk about why he's here. Well, why are you here?
I'm here,
Mr. Fury,
getting work done
Yes.
on an upcoming podcast. We called it The Read, and it will basically just be an alternative podcast where I, Kid Fury, and my co-host and friend Crissles.
Hi, I'm Crissles.
Hi, Crissles.
She's super enthusiastic.
Hello.
You're
How
high
are y'all
too.
doing?
I'm just gonna tell them.
No, I'm not high at all.
Oh,
You're high.
are you? Are you not?
No,
Whatever. Okay.
I don't do drugs.
So we're
I
gonna
have a
save it
job,
for.
and I don't do drugs.
Okay. So yeah, that is what you can expect.
So it's called The Read.
It's called The Read,
Yes.
and it's basically us just talking shit about pop culture icons and our days and living in New York and being new, moving here just a few months ago.
Now, you're very popular on the internet, man.
Hold on for a second. Comment. Will receipts be given?
Every single episode, there will be receipts
Okay.
handed out.
Will there be excessive amounts of shade?
Yes. Actually, there's a whole segment that we have today was Kim Kardashian and Kanye.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't wait to hear how this podcast sounds, but I definitely want to welcome you guys to the team. Kid
Thank
Fury,
you so much for having us.
Your name?
Get ready for combat.
Crissles, and this is the Read.
This is the Read coming soon.
All right.
Thank you.
DP.
I mean, listen, Loudspeakers Network is about to be coming in your ear holes.
I don't know if we're going to go with that name.
I'm going with that name.
Okay, you can go with that name, but I don't think we're going to go with that name. What do you think of the name Loudspeakers Network? I don't like that name anymore.
I don't like it either.
Yeah.
You don't like it either? Okay.
We came up with some other names that we want to discuss, and I think we came up with names that are close, and I think we just got to do it.
The next time you'll hear from us about this shit at all will be when we have a name.
Yes, man. Yes.
That's
so, any announcements?
Yes, I'll be at the Brooklyn Museum of Art this weekend. It's First Saturday.
Is First Saturday still alive?
I mean, First Saturday is always alive.
I thought they killed it.
No, they just stopped the dance party.
Okay.
But the museum is free.
Nice.
For the entire day.
What exhibit is being featured, man?
You know what? I don't remember. I was there last month on First Saturday, and I just go back, and I usually go to the Egyptology stuff. They've got some nice African art.
An Egyptian.
It's a dope-ass museum. I mean, if you guys like effing with museums, it's free. It's on Brooklyn. The new Brooklyn.
It's on Brooklyn.
It's in Brooklyn.
Yes.
It's the new Brooklyn. It's safe. There's tons of white folks. Come on down. All right.
That's it? Only white people there?
There's tons of white folks.
Asians. Blasians.
Tons of people. Premium.
There we go. See, that's a better way.
But no olives. Thankfully, no olives. So
okay.
You won't have to deal with Premium Pete.
No light-skinned black people?
Yo, Pete, you got any announcements, man, before we sign off?
No, I'm just, listen, I'm spent. We're moving along here, man.
It's been a long week.
It never stops, man. It's been a long week. Yes. The Combat Jack Show takeover.
From PNC to Hollywood, right? Yo, Matt Raz, any announcements?
No, that's another show in the can.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Just Blaze, A King, and Ben Hameen, who couldn't be here. Happy belated birthday to Ben Hameen. Yesterday
DJ
was his
Ben
birthday.
Hameen. Happy New Year, brother.
Happy New Year. You know what it is, man. Dream them dreams and man up and live them dreams, because a life without dreams is black and white, and the universe flows in technicolor and surround sound. Blow.
F your radio.
We didn't get to say that on TV.
F your radio.
F your TV.
We got to work that out.
F your TV.
Radio.
F your TV. Out.
No